As a quick precursor to this episode, I would love to invite you to attend the autumn edition of my in-person event, Dare Greatly in the Coaching Arena, which will be held on Friday, the 8th of November in Barnes, southwest London. It's a 5-minute walk from Barnes Station, and there's also a free car parking place on site. So it's the best of both worlds. We will be preparing and planning for your best ever 2025, and you will leave with that vision and strategy for your next 12 months with a newfound sense of connection and focus. We will be harvesting your present and planting the seeds for a profitable and joyful 2025, allowing your business goals to bloom with ease. I'm very excited to be bringing the warmth of the season and all of those beautiful colours and everything we can learn from shedding what no longer serves us and preparing for spring. Embrace the seasons of change and join me on 8th of November to Dare Greatly in the Coaching Arena. Do not worry if you don't know anyone. I will ensure that you feel welcome from the moment you arrive until the moment you leave. I cannot wait to see you there, and grab the link now in the show notes. Hello and welcome to Women in the Coaching Arena podcast. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Jo Lott, a business mentor and ICF accredited coach, and I help coaches to build brilliant businesses. I know that when you prepare to enter the arena, there is fear, self-doubt, comparison, anxiety, uncertainty. You can tend to armor up and protect yourself from vulnerability. In this podcast, I'll be sharing honest, not hype, practical and emotional tools to support you to make the difference that you're here for. Dare greatly, you belong in this arena. Hello, welcome to the 78th episode of Women in the Coaching Arena. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I want to talk about how you can use slow business months to your advantage when it comes to marketing and gaining clients. As any self-employed person will know, there will always be seasons in entrepreneurship and months that go really well and months that go less well. Half of the game is getting used to this inconsistency, but also building your pipeline so this becomes a less regular occurrence. I've managed to now get to the point through building really consistent, deep marketing that this is less and less of a challenge. Today, I'm going to talk about some proven marketing techniques and client getting tactics that you can implement during those slower seasons. The aim is to shift your mindset from just trying to survive the slow months and wasting that energy by panicking to actively using that time to set yourself up for growth. So the first thing I would do if I was having a slow month is to audit your marketing funnel. You might be thinking, I don't know if I have a marketing funnel. But let's talk this through. One of the best ways is to really think about what's worked in the past, assess what's working, what's not, where might there be leaks or bottlenecks, depending on where you are in your business journey. So first, you might want to think about lead generation strategies. Are you spending at least 2 hours a day on sales generating activities? These are not always putting a social media post out. Social media is a long game. What I mean by a lead generation activity that is going to generate a quick result is by thinking, what's a quick, easy thing that you could sell that people actively want? So what I often hear from my clients is, yeah, I could do that, but really I want to sell this or I want to do this. And that's absolutely fine. Obviously, we go into our business to fulfill our passions. But sometimes you might just have to think, what is it that the market wants, and sell that now? If, for example, you're a career coach and you don't particularly like doing CVs and interviews, but you know they are really popular, maybe it's about thinking, do you know what? This month, I'm just going to offer 5 interview packages, or I'm going to do 5 CVs. Even if it's not your absolute preference, I would think, where is the market telling me that they want something? And what is a quick, easy thing I can sell right now to fulfill that need? We will move further into those lead generation things, but in terms of auditing your marketing funnel, there might be bigger picture things that you want to work on depending on your priority right now. So, for example, if you have a website, lead magnet, or a social media channel, really audit them and think, would you follow you? Would you buy from you? Find someone that is doing well, even if they're not within your niche, and really try and analyze, like, what's the difference between what they're doing and what I'm doing. I often do this on our group calls and pull up someone that is doing super well right now and literally audit their stuff right there and then. And really notice that, for example, in every single social media post, this person really called out their ideal client. So they may have started every single caption with, when working with small business owners, there's no hesitation as to who this person works with. Whereas you can look at others and they're all very general. Would you like to set some goals? It's really important to take time for yourself. It doesn't really say you work with people like me. So really do find someone within your niche, ideally, or outside of your niche. Either way, you will start to notice the patterns of what people who are succeeding are doing really well. Next up, in terms of your marketing funnel, I would think about, how are you nurturing and converting prospects? So, if, for example, you are currently just posting on social media, have a think, like, what could the next step be? We want to move them towards maybe booking a call with you, but that's not always the first step. Maybe you need to go live. Maybe you need to have some sort of event that they can take a less risky step towards you. It could be a webinar, it could be a free event in your local area. What can you do to get in front of your absolute ideal client in a much closer, more deep way? Finally, I would look at where your client onboarding and retention efforts are. Have you asked previous clients if they need any more help? Or ask previous clients if they have any referrals or people that they know who are needing similar help to them. Those who know, like, and trust you will massively help you fast track this dry spell. The next thing I would probably do is ramp up your content creation. If it were me, for example, I would really double down on learning a particular skill. So, for example, in September, I've decided to really up my copywriting game for that 1 month and go big on improving my content. The downside to having a social media manager is not always taking the time to share those stories and learnings that I get on a day to day basis. So I'm really excited to make that my focus for September in improving that skill. It's such an opportunity, if you are having a dry month, of thinking, do you know what? I'm going to really hone in on how to improve my LinkedIn profile and figure out what those who are doing well on LinkedIn are doing. For example, those who are doing well are probably posting twice a day on LinkedIn. So if you're posting once a week on LinkedIn, there's the perfect clue for you to improve that. Same if you're using Instagram or any other channel, look at what they're doing. And often what you'll notice straight away is the volume of what you're doing is nowhere near the volume required. And I know that feels a lot, and I'm not saying you need to post twice a day, but I am saying if you're having a dry spell, you need to really ramp things up and put huge effort in to at least post every single day. And not just posting, how about engaging and using this time to support others? And then they will support you in return. That is something I miss a lot, actually, because as I've got busier, I haven't spent as much time on social media. And I really used to have good, deep connections with people on LinkedIn. I have still got quite a few, but lots of them are a few years old relationships now. So you can, if you're having a quiet month, invest your time there. Think about who you want to support and how you want to contribute. For example, put leadership in the LinkedIn search bar and comment on some of the posts you see. The more you contribute, the better you start to feel and the more visible you'll get as well. So it doesn't need to be just you creating content. Commenting and engaging is also a really effective strategy. It might also be a time to think about longer term marketing that you've been wanting to start. Perhaps you've been wanting to do a podcast, contribute to magazines, do some PR, do video tutorials, plan a webinar. A quiet time is the perfect time for a really big project that is going to make a long term impact in your business. The key is to ensure that everything you create educates, inspires, and positions you as a trusted authority in your niche. If you don't feel like you've got the solid niche yet, I would pick one at this point and then go big on that thing so you can gain clients and people will understand exactly who you help and how. This paying into the value bank will pay dividends when your business picks up, but it also makes you more visible. So it's a win win for both short term and long term engagement in your business. Also, be grateful for that slower pace so you can be more thoughtful and strategic about your content and planning. I mean, I would adore a day of just planning my content, maybe think about whole new strategy. So, for example, video marketing or going big in reels, or what do you want to do and what haven't you had the time to really learn before? Choose just one thing and decide to become an expert in that thing. Finally, let's think about boosting your networking and outreach. So, I've mentioned a few bits on this already. But there's nothing more powerful than building those new relationships and strengthening previous relationships. Download your LinkedIn contacts, for example, or your Facebook contacts. List them, make it a project to think, when did I last speak to this person? How can I add value to their life? What's a really thoughtful thing I could say or do? It doesn't need to be, I need work. How about thinking about what you can do for them in order for them to eventually do something for you without you having to ask? Referral partners is another great thing. For example, I could hook up with branding photographers and say, I help coaches build their business. Do you work with coaches? If they say yes, I could say, great. If you send them my way, I'll give you 10% of anyone that comes forward. Really think about who else your ideal client knows and who else your ideal client is working with to build those referral partnerships. If you have built up an email list in the past, are you still emailing them regularly? If not, this is the perfect opportunity to ramp up that engagement and the marketing you may have let fall by the wayside previously. Finally, how about connecting with other people in your industry or your friends, your family, yourself? It's perfect time to reflect and think about the big picture. That's exactly what I was intending to do this month of August. And strangely enough, I've signed more clients this month than I've ever signed in my entire business, despite the fact I haven't actually really worked this month. So I was intending to completely redo my business of coaching portal and do all sorts of things. I did manage to do some bits in that the last couple of days, but wasn't quite as slow as I expected. If you are in a slow season, think about how you can make the most of that season. It won't last. So, there are my top tips for using slower seasons in your business to your advantage as a coach. We aren't meant to be go, go, go all of the time. So, if you are having a slow season, think about how you can really pay into that value bank. It will pay you back in dividends in the future. If you are ready to go big, from September, I am running a 30-day offer to market sprint starting on the 16th of September. I will link to offer to market in the show notes. It's a 30-day lead generation program, so it's fast paced. This is more for you if you are prepared to choose a niche and create an offer within a week. And then we will work for 3 full weeks on generating leads for that offer with day by day instructions of exactly what to do, a community, my help and feedback every step of the way, prizes and different things to help you keep engaged because it is hard doing lead generation activities on your own, which is why I really believe in the power of community. So if you would like to join us, it's 997 for the 30-day sprint. Our aim if you have a good social media following and an offer that sells is to make your money back within the 30 days. If you are just starting out, you will learn masses as long as you are emotionally and practically ready to take action, because it is a 30-day thing. So we don't have the sort of time I allow in the business of coaching. It's not a long-term marketing plan. We're not doing your email list. We're not building long-term things. We are quickly creating an offer and we are selling that offer as quickly as we can in this sprint. So if it sounds like the sort of thing you need from September to make the next quarter your most profitable, then you will find the link to Offer to Market in the show notes. And like I say at the end of every episode, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seeds. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Women in the Coaching Arena. I have a mass of free resources on my website, joannalottcoaching.com. That's Joanna with an A and Lott with 2 T's, joannalottcoaching.com. And I'll also put links in the show notes below. Let me know if you found this episode useful, share it with a friend and leave me a review, and I will personally thank you for that. Remember to trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seed. Get into the arena, dare greatly and try.